Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're back with another great video. In the previous video, I showed you how to make your own DIY cat wall. That video was focused on the hexagons with the LED strips built into it. Now, that part of the cat wall was hard to reach for my cats, so I had to add other components. So as promised, in this video, I'm going to show you how I made the rest of my cat superhighway. More specifically, I will show you how I made the shelves that my cat is walking on right now, also the little bridge, the black blocks, and at the very end of the cat superhighway, the climbing post. Every person that enters our living room absolutely loves how this cat superhighway looks, and my cats, of course, well, they love playing on it. So without further ado, let's get into it. This part is about the shelves. I wanted them to be floating shelves, so I used metal brackets that I cut to the same thickness as the wooden planks. That way, the metal brackets are hidden behind the wood. Then I made a slit in the top part of the planks using my router, so that I could later secure a thick fabric inside the wood, using my hot glue gun and a stapler. This was done to make the cat superhighway more fun and safe to walk on for my cats. If they were to lose balance, they could still hang on with their nails. Here you can see the first shelf that I hung on my wall, so that my cats could go from the cat tree to the cat wall. I've made a little sketch again of how I would like the bridge to look like, and then I went ahead and I cut all these pieces out. Now it looks a little something like this. I just have to connect it with this wire and some zip ties. So now I've drilled holes throughout all these little planks so I can pass the rope through these holes. Next up, I'm going to paint the bridge with some black matte paint. It is pretty difficult to explain how I made this bridge, but luckily I have it on video and I can show you how I did it. In my opinion, it is important to, if you want your bridge to look professional or real or whatever you want to call it, it is important to do the same thing over and over again. Uniformity is key. For example, every plank that makes up this bridge is the exact same length. The ropes that connect the bridge are the same length. The zip ties that I used all have the same color, length and thickness. And most importantly, they are all placed in the exact same position and cut at the exact same length. You can see that I used two big zip ties that connect the top wire to the lower wire, and I added 4 smaller zip ties to each pair of big zip ties. 2 small zip ties on the top wire and 2 small zip ties on the lower wire, so the wire would stay in place. Here you can see it up close. And again, they all face the exact same direction. Uniformity is key to make it look good. Here I was finishing the bridge. Once that was done, it could be hung on my wall. Be sure to check if there are any power lines or pipes running in your wall before you drill in them. You can do that using a wall detector, also called a stud finder.
I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top thinking you?
Next up are the blocks. I cut 3 pieces of wood at the same length and used some electrical tape to cover the ends of the wood. I used this because I wanted it to look plasticky and I didn't have paint that could give me this effect. Then I went around the wood with some black wool-like rope and stapled it down. I then used the same metal brackets to hang the blocks on my wall. I have 4 identical pieces that are 50 centimeters long, 7.5 on 5 centimeters. So for this to work, you have one gray-green screw facing up that you drilled into the plank, and then two gold screws facing down that you drill into the wooden pole below. You can then screw the wooden post onto that gray-green upward facing screw. So I have 5 of those corners that I cut in half, and those will fit perfectly here to support these little planks.
But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
I hung the last shelves to complete the cat superhighway. And then it was time for my cats to start playing.
I feel like it's Monday, something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay, just let me be me.
Now I will leave you guys with some fun footage of my cats having their first test run on their new cat superhighway. And I hope I have inspired some of you to challenge your inner DIYer to make your own cat superhighway. Your cats will thank you for it. See you in the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away. Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to